Hola todos and welcome to a new video from the northwestern Mexican state of Durango. Travel brings with it the word challenge. Discovering seemingly unknown places can involve pushing ourselves far from the realms of safety and common sense. There's coming out of your comfort zone, then there's this. Here could lie Mexico's best kept secret. A ghost town and mine deep in the mountains, dating back to the 1500s, accompanied by a wooden suspension bridge. Inspiration for two of the most famous landmarks in the entire world. And most of all, seriously, jaw-dropping scenery. Durango isn't Mexico's Pandora's box. It's Mexico's treasure trove. Welcome to Puente de Oella. Okay, we're here. We're in Oella. And just look at these mountains behind me. I have been absolutely blown away driving here in the numerous forms of transport that it's taken to get here. I'll go on to that in a second about how I got here as an independent traveller. Oella is an old mining town dating back to the late 1500s when gold and silver and other minerals were discovered. And there's a bridge up there which is one of the most famous bridges, I think, in the world. And I'll come on to that. But can we just take a moment just to appreciate how remote this is? It's like Rio de Catorce, Cerro de San Pedro and Nombre de Dios on steroids. So let's get going. Okay, useful information time. This information will also be down in the description as well. I'll put all the costs, etc. over there. So this might differ for you, of course, as an independent traveller. I don't have a car, so how did I get here? So I found a woman on Facebook called Diana in a Facebook group. She introduced me to her brother called Mateo. He's a taxi driver. He took me from Soriana and Bogo in Gomez Palacio, and he dropped me at the entrance to Puente de Oella. You then have to pay 120 pesos for the entrance ticket. You can then pay 350 pesos for basically a truck, which was just some random guy in the end that they paid to take me up here. The walk up here, it's about 5 to 7 kilometers. People tell me different things. As you've seen from the shots already, it's quite treacherous. There's a steep incline. I'm going to be walking down there more than likely, but obviously going down is much easier. As I said at the beginning, this is one of my favourite things ever, a Pueblo Fantasma, a ghost town. So this town of Oella was home to the workers, the miners basically, and there were things like shops, saloons, churches, you name it. But obviously now it's completely in ruins. You can see what looks like the remains of a church over there. You've got buildings up on the hillside. We're going to explore this little area first before heading to the bridge, which is up there. Apologies if there's wind in this. I am in the middle of the desert. Also, if I'm shouting at the camera, I do apologise. I'm sick. I have a really bad ear infection and a fever. So naturally, it's the best day to come out in the middle of nowhere in a desert. Ah, look at this. This is like Rio de Catorce all over again. Let's climb through here. Ugh. Exploration David is back. So whatever this building was, you've still got like a brick flooring down there, and over there some sort of large fireplace with a chimney. Was it some sort of kiln? I don't know, or cooking area? Who knows? Maybe this was a house. You can get a great view of the bridge from up here. Puente de Oella, Bridge of Oella. We're finally here. And as you can see, it connects the Pueblo Fantasma, what was the mining town, with a mine over the other side. It's a wooden suspension bridge built in 1898, near the turn of the century. Of course, I guess it was built to allow access for people that worked here to get to the mine more easily. And I think eventually the ore from the mine was transported to Mapimi, the nearby Pueblo Mágico, by train. And eventually all the resources in the mines basically dried up. So this then became a ghost town. It's time to clamber down here and go over the other side and check out what we thought was a church. Ah, there are actual steps. Wowzers, look at this. Check out those mountains behind me. Aren't they just indescribable? Insane. They're as high as you can see. This is a sort of place where I don't want to ever wash my eyes ever again. It's madness. Here's another building here with a big archway. Wowzers, could you get any more insane? Look at those sheer rock faces and peaks. Ducking under some trees, we've got what was, I guess, foundations of a building. Oh, there's a guy going to the toilet. When you've got to go, right? I think the church is up that way in the distance, or possibly a church. It definitely looks like one. It's got the kind of building shape, if you know what I mean. Like the sort of triangular bit at the top. You know what I mean. I'm definitely sick. I'm starting to sound like Barry White. I've accidentally come this way, but I can't walk down it because it's really slippery. So, is it a slide? Oh, apparently so. So here we are in what seems like a church. It's rather echoey. Just look at that, like the archway with the mountains in the background. It's like a picture frame. It's insane. I know I keep saying that, but it is. Okay, it's time to cross the bridge. So exciting. Also slightly scary, because I'm not scared of heights, but actually it's not too high, it's all right. Not too bad. So this bridge, right, the reason why it's so famous is because it was designed by the Roebling brothers, who also designed the Brooklyn Bridge in New York. And also they say that this bridge was also inspiration for, you guessed it, the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco. So, as I said, immense history on this bridge. It was opened up and restored as a tourist attraction in 1991, and ever since then it has been seeing visitors from all over the world to marvel at something amazing in Mexico, which so many people don't know about. I didn't know about it until a few months ago. Let's have a look down there. Oh, it's not too high. It's not bad. It's okay. You would think it might be like rickety or something, but very stable and obviously restored to a high standard. Look at it down there, man. Amazing. I just want to take a moment to highlight the fact that I'm on the middle of Puente de Oella, in the middle of the desert in Durango in Mexico. Just look at this view behind me. Okay, let's continue. Right, the mine I think is up there. I think you have to pay to get in. It's not included in the cost of the actual entrance to the bridge area. We'll look back the other way now. It definitely is very much a feat of engineering. I often wonder how the hell did they create suspension bridges? You know, it's all connected to the rock over there, the thick cables. And of course this is, you know, much smaller than something like the Golden Gate Bridge, or, you know, other bridges in the world that are even bigger. I can't stop looking at these views. Okay, boletos y información, tickets and information, obviously. I think it's 90 pesos. It's a tour. How am I not surprised? It's always a tour. Why would you go into a mine by yourself? Anyway, it's included in the main ticket, 120 pesos from the beginning of this video. I think the thing that might have been 90 pesos was the tirolesa, the zip line, which I would do, but I'm ready to collapse due to my illness, so it's not going to happen. But we're going to go down the mine anyway. I think I might have to put on like one of these helmets. It's not my first mine, believe it or not. This is like a bit of a summary of other things you can do in Durango if you have a car, especially. My driving license is in another country, hence why I'm not driving. Grutas del Rosario is like a cave with all these amazing formations. Canyon de Fernandez is a big canyon. I've looked at that. It's a bit far away. Mapimi is the Pueblo Mexico that's just down the road. There we are. And Zona del Silencio. If you can figure out how to get there as an independent traveller, you're a better man than I am. Okay, obviously we're still in COVID times, so tissue under the helmet, mask obviously. It's another mine tour.
Por eso las minas más grandes se convierten en laberintos. Se abre para todos lados. Por eso aquí más adelante vamos a pasar a un lado de túneles, arriba de pozos o abajo de contratiros. Sí vale, pero vale muy poco, por eso mejor lo dejan. ¿El agua cómo se manifiesta en el lugar? Pues realmente aquí en la escuela siempre lo sacaron con la plata de plomo, lo que llaman galena. No se ve la salida, pero siente el aire, cómo entra, cómo ventila aquí.
We're out of the mine and we're kind of in the middle of nowhere. It's a mirador, and the last bit was slightly strenuous, even for me. I've done many mines, as I said, but I was more concerned about smashing my head in on rocks than I was about filming. It was particularly difficult for all the people that inevitably seem to turn up with numerous toddlers. Yeah, it's good for children, apart from that bit. Jesus, it's hot. Mucho calor. So I think the guy said that you've got to come to this mirador and then do a little walk and then eventually get back to the bridge. At least that's the limit of my Spanish listening. Look at the view, man. This is once in a lifetime. Let's get a shot like that with the bush in front. Amazing. The thing about those mine tours is that they are quite difficult if you don't speak Spanish. I could understand quite a bit actually. I was quite surprised. There was bits about the types of minerals that were mined in there, so it wasn't just gold and silver. There were things like calcite, manganese. That's on the periodic table, isn't it? Whatever. But all these other ones that end in tite. Magnetite? No, that's not one of them. That was in the X-Files. But yeah, lots of different minerals were mined in there, and there was also a bit with fossils. So he talked about how fossils were found down there, and there was even like almost like a pterodactyl thing. I don't know, but the ones in there were replicas. They were fake. They weren't real ones. Imitation. But there was like a mummified mule, I think it was, that was real, which was cool. First time I've seen one of them. Clearly the Mirador viewpoint is up there. The bridge you can see over the distance with the Pueblo Fantasma over the other side. It was like the one in Zacatecas, so there was a lot of like displays with the minerals. So onyx was one of them, and various other things. So and they're all very, glistening. And as you walk along the passageways, you can see, the glistening minerals in the rock. It's quite cool. But the good thing with that one is that I don't walk out with hands smelling of silver. Shitting hell, I just fell over. Look at that. One last look of the amazing view from Puente de Orella. This has been a day of epic proportions. Someone on the zip line. We're off the bridge now, obviously. I just walked past the guy that drove me here. Gracias, amigo, for your help, even though it was expensive. And I wanted to say, I apologise for not being my usual humorous self in this video, because if I don't get to a pharmacy in Guadalajara anytime soon and get some medication, this might be the last video. I was going to go to Mapimi as well, but realistically it's not going to happen. But it kind of goes with the theme of this video, which is all about challenge. Sometimes things are difficult in life, and when I say challenge, I don't mean this video has been a challenge because I've been sick. It's because it's taken weeks and weeks and weeks of research to find out how the hell I can get it by myself without a car or without a tour. But you know what? I've done it today. Look where I am. It's insane. Obscure, unknown Mexico. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. There will be some more coming from Durango very soon. Look at that. If you have enjoyed it and you want to see those videos, you can subscribe. You can check out the end screens there as well to check out the playlist from Durango and also my Mexico playlist. So that's it from the amazing Puente de Ohuela. Gracias, and I'll see you next time, hopefully. Catch you later. I'm actually here to go to Mexiquillo, which is over there. Oh my God, watching Netflix. Oh shit. Is this the moon? Shocked.